Have you ever wondered if your relationship problems are actually about your partner? Hi, my name is Matusz Hanidziar, and the topic of this video is why your relationships keep failing and how to break the cycle. Now, let me tell you about a client I worked with. Let's call her Monica. Monica was going through her second divorce. It was painful, yes, but oddly familiar. The emotions, the thoughts, the feelings, they felt the same as the first divorce. And as we spoke on our clarity call, she expressed frustration and confusion. Why does this always happen to me? She asked. Look, she came to me with the goal of getting through this divorce. She wanted help coping with the heartbreak, with the painful reality of ending another marriage. But as we began working together, it became clear that her current husband wasn't the real problem. This wasn't just about him or what he did or didn't do. We started to dig deeper, and that is when Monica had a breakthrough. We began to follow the thread of her relationships. We started tracing the patterns back in time to her first marriage, her boyfriends before that, and then slowly we arrived at the root cause. It wasn't the current husband or the first one. The root cause lay far in her past. Yep, you guessed it. In her relationship with her father. Monica's father was always busy with his business. He didn't have much time for her, and as a child, she began to internalize this message: I am not important enough. Slowly, that message turned into a belief: I am not worthy of love. Now, this belief wasn't something Monica consciously thought about every day, but it lived deep inside her. Quietly shaping how she saw herself and how she related to others. This belief followed her into every relationship she had after that, including her marriages. She unconsciously attracted partners who would confirm her belief that she wasn't worthy of love. It became a painful, repetitive cycle. But here is the question: why does this keep happening? Why does your subconscious create these patterns? Why does it keep pushing you into the same painful experiences over and over and over again? Your subconscious mind is always communicating, but it doesn't do it through words. It doesn't speak directly. If Monica's subconscious mind could talk, it might say something like, Hey, Mon, remember those child experiences with your father? The ones where you felt like you didn't deserve love? They're still here. They're still unhealed. They're still unprocessed. They're still painful. And if you want to have a loving and healthy relationship now, um, you need to deal with that first. But of course, the subconscious doesn't work that way. It doesn't just tell you directly. Instead, it communicates through experiences, through repeating patterns that get louder and louder. In Monica's case, her subconscious attracted men who would reinforce the same feelings of unworthiness. You can think of it like this: your subconscious is like a child trying to get your attention. A little child doesn't know how to ask for what they need in a calm and collected manner. First, they start with subtle cues. Maybe they tug you on your sleeve. If you don't notice, they tug a little harder. And if you still ignore them, they might start yelling or throw a tantrum to get your attention. Now, that is exactly how your subconscious works. If you don't pay attention to the subtle cues it's sending you, it will keep showing up, louder and more intense, until you finally get the message. The patterns keep repeating over and over and over until you start to recognize them and make a change. Now, here is a quick reminder. If you are finding this helpful, subscribe to my channel and share it with someone who might benefit from this. Sometimes all it takes is a little nudge to help someone realize what's really going on in their life. Now let's talk about why this happens. This is more common than you think. In fact, it's almost universal. Your romantic relationships often mirror your earliest experiences and earliest relationships. In a recent episode of the Huberman Lab podcast, Renowned therapist Esther Perel shared some profound insights on this subject. She said, and I'm going to quote here, there are only two relationships that mirror each other: the one we had with our caretakers and the ones we have with our romantic partners. But here is the surprising part. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist, added something even more groundbreaking. He said, the very same neural machinery that forms the underpinning of infant caretaker relationships is repurposed for romantic relationships. Now, what does that mean? Simply put, the way our brains form connections with our primary caregivers as children sets the foundation for how we form connections with romantic partners as adults. Now, let's break that down a little. When we are children, we form attachments to our parents and caretakers. These early relationships teach us how to love, teach us how to trust, teach us how to relate to others. If something goes wrong in those early relationships, if we experience neglect, abandonment, or emotional unavailability, it can leave a lasting imprint on our subconscious mind. Monica's story is a perfect example of this. Her early experiences with her father shaped how she viewed herself and her ability to form healthy relationships with others. Her subconscious kept pushing her to repeat these patterns because it wanted her to heal these old wounds from the past, but she didn't realize it until much later. And here is the catch. Until you become aware of the subconscious beliefs and patterns that drive your behavior, they will continue to influence your relationships in ways you may not even recognize. So, what do you do about it? Now, the first step, obviously, is awareness. You need to notice the patterns in your relationships. If you keep attracting the same type of partner or encountering the same issues over and over and over again, it is time to dig deeper and ask, where did this pattern come from? Now, once you identify the root cause, like Monica did with her father, you can begin the healing process. This might involve processing old wounds, reframing negative beliefs, and working through unresolved emotional issues. It is not easy and it takes time, but it's the only way to break the cycle. You cannot solve the right problem if you are focusing on the surface level issues in your relationships. The real work lies beneath, addressing the subconscious beliefs and emotional wounds that are shaping your experience. So, let me ask you, are you sure you are solving the right problem in your relationships? Are you focusing on your partner, or are you addressing the deeper issues within yourself that are driving these patterns? Take some time to reflect on this. If you feel stuck in a cycle of unhealthy relationships, maybe it might be the time to do some inner work. The best thing you can do for your current and future relationships is to heal the old wounds that continue to haunt you. So, what do you think? Does this resonate with your experiences? Let me know in the comments below. And please don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching.